I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles. Oh, that shit is on? Let me drop
Girl,
some
you know it's true. Come on. Ooh, ooh, I love you. Shout out to Milli Vanilli last night.
The Milli Vanilli
Milli, a.k.a. Ricky Hitman Hatton and Paulie Malignaggi.
Magic Man Malignaggi.
The Magic Man.
Yeah, got the new
Got
set.
a new logo.
Shout out to Dare Designs. Help us put this together.
That's what's up. We in a new location now, the GYG Beach Studio. T-shirts is coming out, you know, website coming on, popping off.
You know what I'm saying?
So this is the box score right here. My man Ricky, the Hitman Hatton versus Juan who?
Lascano.
And my man Paulie, the Magic Man Malignaggi versus Love More Undo for the Undo. Shout out to my African brothers out there. But anyway, you know, I told him this show is strictly about hair weaves and overrated fighters today. So who want to spark it off? It's your man Coach Trey. On the right, my man Sleep. On the left, my man Doc. Big Mike over here. Let's get this thing jumping, man.
I'm going to just go from the door. You know what I'm saying? We just got finished talking about Paulie on the underrated, overrated list. And like, you know, my man is he's from the Big Apple, man. I don't know how you walk in the ring like that, man. Like, first of all, you come in with the hair extensions. We all know from, and you should know from experienced fighters, that people who generally have locks or have stuff like that, it usually causes more pain when they get hit. So I don't know why would he go out his way to put hair extensions.
He's trying to be a showboat. That's why. He's trying to be another Hector Camacho.
Trying?
Oh yeah, I said trying because he don't have Hector Camacho's fight game. But he's trying to have Hector Camacho flair, you know, and his wit. But he don't have the fight game.
Well, I don't understand how is that flair in 2008.
It's all about selling yourself. He's in the middle of the round. He's getting it cut and getting it adjusted. You see the rubber band on it.
Coach, but this is the problem I have with that.
What's up, Doc?
All this happened on Versus, on the Versus Network.
Yeah, like
who watches Versus?
About 13 people.
So
you know what I mean? Probably like 13 people even knew the fight was on yesterday, other than the people in attendance over in
the GYG Hitman let us know because I didn't see any advertisements.
It was no advertisements for the show.
Man, I find it strange that Golden Boy is able to finagle the bagel over at Versus. I thought the Godfather had that little lock.
Yeah, well, you know,
he let Oscar taste a little something.
That's King Midas right there. Everything he touches gold. So let's get into this fight, man.
I mean, all right, let's get into the foundation first of all.
Okay.
First of all, no disrespect to Versus. We welcome any networks that are going to bring more boxing to the forefront, but we see the disparity in how we're spoiled with HBO. HBO does. They are the creme de la creme when it comes to putting on a boxing network television performance. You know, the fight is going to commercial before the bell rings. We fiends. I gotta see that last punch before the bell rings. You know,
it was going out like 10 seconds before.
But GYGB family, you can't compare a Suzuki to a Ducati. You know what I'm saying? Like, HBO's a premier network. Shout out to Versus. You know what I mean? They trying, man.
ESPN.
But that's ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
So that's what Versus.
Versus is it's a hunting channel and hockey playoff game.
But don't cut to commercial with 2 seconds left in the round.
ESPN did used to do that though.
And
on Friday night fights. Hold up, time out. ESPN, they was notorious for you see a flurry, then the next thing you know, you see hair color for men commercials. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, Paulie is starting to turn into a one-hand fighter who gets hit with the right hand all day long.
Ciscoto, I thought that was exposed.
Yeah, he has notorious problems with his right hand. It seemed like it's going to really cause him problems when he takes that step up and tries to fight Ricky. We'll get into Ricky, but it was a jab all night. Just like we said, the defense is becoming increasingly suspect. You know, head movement. He's not as slippery as he used to be.
He's getting slower.
He's getting slower. He's putting on too much. First of all, he's putting on too much weight.
Yeah, he was real deep.
I keep telling y'all, this is not a weightlifting contest. This is the sport of art and techniques. All that weightlifting stuff, all it does is make you slow and more accessible to be hit. Like you said, he's being more receptive to these right hands. He's supposed to be a slick boxer, but he has no defense. His defense is horrible. And I don't want to just trash him. Like I said, he can box.
It's blatantly, man. Cause
he
early
on, but like I said, he's putting on all this weight. I don't know. I don't understand why fighters do that. Like, why do they put on weight thinking that's the answer?
You know why?
This ain't basketball.
He has a wrestling match for the next fight. He trying to get his body right for that wrestling match.
And also the knock on him is that he's
brittle.
Not only that, we all know he got brittle hands.
Right.
You need to see Floyd's doctor, man. Get your hands dipped in milk or something.
Shout out to Money Man.
I think Paulie's just trying. Yeah. He's trying to make an attempt to be a more physical fight in the ring, but
yeah, it's a shame because when we had Buddy on the show, one of the things I asked him was how frustrating it is when you give him your fighter the proper instructions and he continued to do the same thing. He circles the ring the wrong way and walks into punches. It's just
classic line from Buddy. How you pronounce my man's last name again? The Paulie was fighting.
Wow,
I always get him confused with Ndujo because they sandwiched. He fought Ndu, then fought Ndujo, then he's fighting Ndu again. So excuse the confusion. Because he just fought him two fights ago. But he would cock the right like this and sit sideways on Paulie, and Paulie would sit right in front of him and he would land.
Herman beats him. If they ever fight again, Herman beats him.
Right. Buddy was.
You done told me that Herman really beat him, or was it? I
thought he won.
That might have been ride or die.
15-13, I had Herman winning that fight. You know, and last night it was another split decision. You know what I'm saying? These guys are getting split decisions, and these are supposed to be setup fights y'all fighting.
Right.
So this is a perfect segue because it ain't really too much to go on about the Maginani fight. Let's get into the steak and potatoes.
What were you gonna say? Because it sounded like you had a point.
No, I was saying the one time that they did cut to the corner. Buddy was basically telling them, like you said, to circle away from the power.
Right.
You're sitting right in
talk
front
to
of
him about that.
But the whole moral to the story is, and we're going to get into the HBO card last week where I had an issue with another fighter. Like, if you're not at the place you want to be in boxing, you got to be very dedicated and serious when you come into these matches.
Yeah, I agree.
I was very upset to see the hair. Then they didn't have it tied up correctly. Then they tried to tape it. They ended up cutting it. And you sit and you see Mike Tyson.
Sidebar, see Lennox Lewis.
Yeah. You see, that's Lennox's real hair.
That's Lennox's
he knows how to take care of it.
Lennox is a Jamaican
sidebar, see Lennox Lewis.
All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. You know, and we got a lot. Shout out to everybody. My man, Dirk Larson, whatever your name is. I forget if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Some dude, he's a savvy boxing fan, but he like coming at GYGB throats a lot about calling us UK haters. And when I'm sorry, I actually had Joe Calzaghe as the #2 ranked fighter in the world, but that's another story. Now they saying, why do we call Ricky Hatton overrated? Sleep. Why do we call Ricky Hatton overrated? You wanna get into the last night, or you wanna go through his career? How do you wanna do this thing?
We can go through his career outside of Kasazu.
Let's go through his career.
Outside of Kasazu, when has he looked good since Kasazu?
When he fought Carlos Mauser. Only looks good with
he beat up on that little old man. He beat up on that little old man who's going to be a Hall of Famer, Jose Luis Castillo.
Like I'm not really impressed with Ricky's resume
at all.
Like I found it really disrespectful when Ricky came to America looking for his next opponent after Costa Zoo. It was the Floyd Gotti fight. Right. I remember
Floyd
Gotti fought that night. Vivian Harris fought that night.
Right.
He could have picked all of those other dudes. Who he picked that night for his next fight? Carlos Mauser,
right?
So like he has a history.
A dude that's like 5'1", by the way.
No, he's taller than that.
No, I'm just being facetious. I'm just being funny because he's a little guy. You know what I'm saying?
No power whatsoever.
Yeah, no power.
But I mean, like Ricky's. If there's anybody whose career has been carefully crafted,
kid gloves they call it. Handle with kid gloves. No, I'm serious because that's how they handle this dude. I'm not taking that away from him. He's a great fighter as far as excitement goes.
I would love to hang out with him.
He seems like he's a fun guy to hang out with.
He likes good food and good beer.
Right.
He's my type of guy outside the ring.
Let me retract my statement. He's not a great fighter. He's a good fighter. Let me retract that. My thing with Ricky Hatton is, and one of the GYGB family members out there, Jafar Martin, said he was uninspired. Dog, you can't be uninspired when you're coming off a knockout loss. Uninspired is like Roy Jones beating up on people and coasting, and you just real better than everybody. That's uninspired.
Like Kasazu, and like I said, I think Kasazu was a lot of ring rust. I think Kasazu beats him if he was fresher, but he beat Kasazu, but there's a lot of legal activity.
It was a lot of, and Dirk,
don't ring rust. Let's talk about the stuff that happened in the ring.
Right.
And Dirk, don't tell me about he got warned for low blows. That was horrible. They called knockdowns. That was low blows.
Right. Then you got Carlos Mauser, who you just basically said. So that
who
beating up on children like that. That's not right.
Carlos Mauser was handled. When I say handled, by Cotto before the Vivian Harris fight. So he was fighting Cotto's leftovers, who really, it was a great job of smoking mirrors when he beat Vivian Harris. He's really not a world-class
Who's
fighter.
Vivian Harris, though? That was a dude Emmanuel Stewart jammed on through. I never was sold on his fight game. But anyway, moving right along.
Why you Urango? Now the problems start.
Urango
gave him the blues. He gave him some. That's where it all started.
That's where it all
their physicality.
Yup.
Ricky ain't won that.
Oh,
Mike
Collazo, my bad. Collazo's
Was
before
Urango.
Urango. So that's who opened up the can of worms.
He laid
Yeah.
the blueprint out, actually, I thought.